Joining me now is former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski, co-author of Trump's Enemies: How the Deep State is Undermining the Presidency, written with David Bossie. Good to see you. Thank you for being here, Corey. Let's first talk about this trip to Iraq. I wonder if there are going to be any apologies from the media that said this is the first commander-in-chief who's been afraid to go into a war zone.
Well, look, as you know, the media is never going to give him the credit that he deserves. We saw the Twitter sphere explode that Donald Trump wasn't visiting the troops on Christmas. Little did we know, this was always planned. He was going there. He left under the cover of darkness. He, the First Lady, and a select group of the White House staff went over to visit the troops to show that they have their unwavering support, and they will have all the tools necessary to eradicate our enemies overseas that they need. This president is committed to that, and you won't see the media talk about that or the 1,000-point increase in the stock market today because they don't want to give the president credit.
Well, I want to talk about the 1,000-point increase, but first I just want, he comes off this week after his defense secretary left the administration, announced he was leaving, and we have this big controversy about Syria. Now, the idea, the way the media is portraying this, is that the president made a secret deal with a leader of Turkey to abandon our allies in Syria, to which you would say what?
Well, look, it's absolutely not true. Look, I had the privilege of speaking to the president yesterday just before he left on Christmas. And look, the bottom line is we've been in Syria for 2,388 days. This was supposed to be a 3 to 6 month engagement of the U.S. military forces. 2,388 days later, this president was very clear when he ran for office. He made the pledge to bring those men and women in uniform home. He gave that directive to General Mattis, who was serving as a Secretary of Defense a year ago. The general told him it took 6 months. 6 months, they reevaluated that decision. And then he said it needed another 6 months. And look, General Mattis leaving, we have to put this in perspective. Barack Obama had 4 secretaries of defense when he was the president of the United States, right, including firing then-Senator Chuck Hagel, who became the Secretary of Defense, over a policy disagreement. Mm-hmm. And the media had no uproar over that. But when Donald Trump wants to surround himself...
They said this has never happened before. They didn't even admit that existed. But there is a concern on the part of a lot of people in the military that the Kurds, which have fought so in such a brave manner throughout Syria against ISIS, nobody would take up the arms against ISIS the way the Kurds did, that they will somehow be abandoned or on their own against the Turks who want to wipe them out. If that happens, are there contingency plans to push the Turks back?
Look, I think this president clearly understands that we are in a global marketplace. We're in a global environment that we have to stand with our friends and punish our enemies. There's no question about that. But we have to understand what our priorities are. Securing our border, protecting our homeland has to be the priority first and foremost. And it is the president's solemn duty to make sure that every American is protected by against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. And we want to fight those terrorists on their soil. But we can't have a permanent military presence everywhere. That's what this president pledged, and now he's bringing our troops home.
Let's talk about the border wall and the government shutdown for a second here, because one thing that has become absolutely clear, we know where the president stands on border security. There are no questions about it. His allies and his enemies understand that. But what we also are beginning to understand is that neither Mr. Schumer nor Ms. Pelosi have any plans at all for border security. Or if they have, they've never shared them with us. Hasn't that become clear?
Well, it's very clear that the Democrats want to politicize this issue. As you know, many of the Democrats who are serving in the U.S. Senate voted for border security, some, in the last decade. But all of a sudden, Donald Trump campaigns on the issue of closing our borders to people who are coming here illegally, and they think it's a terrible idea. Can you imagine for 1 second if a caravan of individuals tried to make their way into Israel or any other country, what the media would be saying? They'd say, right, they're sovereign nations. You can't do this. But all of a sudden, the mainstream media wants to attack this president for protecting our borders, and the Democrats in Congress, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, have no plan for border security, and they should look in the eyes of the families who lost loved ones who came into this country illegally and explain why we can't find $5 billion to to build that wall when we found $3 billion for cash for clunkers.
Corey, the Trump economy got a boost today. The market backed at 1,000 times. Huge gain, the biggest point gain we've ever had in the markets. What do you make of it, and what do you think the future of the market gain is going to be?
Well, I think if you look at the retailers over the last 2 weeks, they've had a phenomenal holiday season. Clearly, spending is up, travel is up. That is all because of the tax cuts that this president has implemented. And I think the consumer confidence is still there. Look, our growth rate is still over 3%. That's unheard of under the Barack Obama administration. So there's strong consumer confidence. We have to be careful with our interest rates. But the bottom line is the market is going to respond when the consumers respond. And right now, the consumers are still spending.
Corey Lewandowski, great to see you, Corey. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. Enjoy the new year.